Hello, Aaron Shiner here. Welcome to another video in the Pro Agent series. Today, what we want to look at is open house callbacks, how we do them, the questions we ask, and what's the goal. For me, the callback has two purposes. Purpose number one, to obtain quality feedback to give that to your vendor, because an informed vendor can make an informed decision. The second goal is to find out, does that buyer have a property to sell? Because we all know today's buyer is tomorrow's seller. And here's what I know. The $1 million agents that I'm working with are absolutely brilliant at their callbacks. So let's get into exactly what should be included. And for me, the first thing that you should ask a buyer is very simple, and that is, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, did you have any questions about the property I just showed you? So I always want to know, do they have any questions? And maybe even before that, I always like to lead off with, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, did you have 30 seconds to have a quick chat? Which would just imply that this isn't going to be a long call. So did you have any questions? And then the next thing, and 9 times out of 10, what most of them are going to say are, no, thank you, Aaron, we're good for now. So then the next question I'm typically going to ask is, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, did you want me to help you buy that property? Now you may be thinking, Aaron, why would you ask that if they didn't have any questions? Because here's what I know, you are working for the seller and you should be asking every single buyer, did they want to buy the property? I never asked, did you want to put in an offer? Because that would imply that they could get it for less. But when I ask, did you want to buy that property? I know 9 times out of 10, the buyer is going to say no, because we all know interested buyers call you after the open house or within 24 hours. None of them ever say, thank God you rang me. I've been waiting and stressing all weekend to hear from you. If they're interested, they call you. So did you have any questions? Did you want me to help you buy the property? Then they'll typically say no. And I'll ask, what's your feedback? And give me some more details I can report to the vendor. After that, it's very, very simple. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what are the non-negotiables that you're looking for in a property? And that's where you fill in their criteria of exactly what it is they're looking for. The next question for me is very important, and this is to identify who are your hot buyers and who are your database buyers. And I call my hot buyers my hot 30, because these are the people that you're in contact with regularly, you're calling, and you're constantly looking for property for them. And it's a very simple question, and it's broken into step 1, a positioning statement, then step 2, the question. And I can say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, a lot of our new properties actually sell to our VIP clients off our database, and they sell off market or they sell during the week when we launch new properties. So I guess the question I have is very simple. If we launch a new property midweek, are you able to come out and inspect it midweek? Because here's what I know. A buyer that's prepared to take time off work or leave work early or come after work during the week tells me that buying a property is their priority. So if a buyer is prepared to take time out of their work or come after work hours, that tells me that they are a motivated and genuine buyer. The last question that I'm going to ask a buyer is a very simple one, and it's going to be more conversational. And I'm going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what I noticed, we had 8 people inspect that property on the weekend. And what I noticed was everybody was either upgrading or they were downsizing. Can I ask, what are you doing? And that's a great question to find out. Do they have a house to sell? So there you have it. A couple of really good questions that you can incorporate in your open house callbacks. I've enjoyed making this video for you. Keep an eye out for the next video in the Pro Agent series. Have a great day. List and sell. Bye for now.